do think that Prince Charles was very nice to walk Meghan down the aisle when her father was unable to fulfill that role. Very, very nice. But I think what I was thinking there was that um, I think Prince Charles has been very hard with Meghan and Harry. And I think he's hard because I think he's vindictive, you know? I think he doesn't like to be crossed. And when you cross him, he's going to exact his revenge and he's going to make you suffer and he's going to hurt you. And I think he was hurt by Harry and Meghan in a sense. Like, I suspect, this is my suspicion. I'm not saying that it's fact. This is what I think. I think he's the one who said that, um, who wondered whether Archie, what color his skin would be. And I think he feels betrayed that Harry told Meghan and then they told the world. They didn't name him, but the pool of suspects is so small that I'm sure a lot of people probably suspect that it's him and he knows it's him, right? If he did it. If it is he who said it, he knows he did it. And in my opinion, his behavior with the titles and so on and so forth is consistent with somebody who's been accused, right? Whether rightly or wrongly. And so that's why he's been very hard with them. And I do think that he was very nice to walk her down the aisle. And he feels that he did that for her. And that was huge. That was huge. Even if he didn't approve of the marriage, and I don't think he did, even if they were all holding their noses and their breaths and whatever, he stepped up in a moment that was so huge that he feels that for that alone they shouldn't have said what they said about what he said about the baby, his color and stuff like that. I do think that it was very nice of him to have stood in like a father to Meghan on her wedding day. Um, but I think that um, if indeed he was the one who said that about the child's skin, that it wouldn't be surprising. It wouldn't make him a bad person or the devil. It would just make him a person who has some things he needs to work on as a human being and as a dad and as a father in law and as a grandpa. And he needed to, I think, or needs to, he still is in that process of needing to um, face that in himself. And it's hard. And I think he may never face it. He could die without facing it and coming to terms with it and admitting to himself, that he has some ideas and some issues that, are problematic, if you will. I think that we all do. We all have to face ourselves with all kinds of different things. I mean, I have to face myself. I'm so glad I didn't throw this out because, yeah, I do have that thing where, I need to just everything has to go. Everything has to be thrown out. It has to be ripped to shreds. It has to be smashed. I mean, I can't like this man needs to go and I need to get rid of everything out of my life. And whatever that means, whether it's he had given me like all these perfumes. Like, I mean, it was just crazy. And I emptied every bottle, every like bottles and bottles of perfume. I mean, the apartment smelled like a perfumery for weeks. I mean, so that's just one of my issues. I have many, obviously. So every human being has issues. We all do, even Prince Charles. And should Meghan and Harry have said it? Maybe not. I mean, I wasn't for the interview, but I understand why they did it. And especially now with the security issues and different things like that, I think it was necessary for them to defend themselves in some kind of form. But maybe there were some things that absolutely were not. I mean, I think like with the thing with Kate, where they said she made Meghan made Kate cry. I think she was right to clear that up because I think it was really wrong for Kate and Kensington Palace and the handlers not to clear that up. That was not fair. That was really, really wrong, right? But I think with the color thing of the baby, I think why he said it is because of ignorance, and it's because it's just total ignorance, you know, and a man who never had to face these kinds of issues close up. He goes and he visits them and they do their dance and he does his break dancing and whatever, and he's cute as a button. But in terms of this is like his family and this is his grandson and his da 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 da, and this is his, he never he this was not foreseeable for him, and he said the wrong thing. And in saying that, he hurt his son. Harry was hurt because this is his child. This is my son. This is my daughter who isn't even born yet that you're referring to. This isn't some, abstract idea on the streets. This is my seed. This is me you're talking about. And so he was hurt and he was scandalized and he was outraged and then all the other things that happened, and he felt that sense of loyalty left him. Da, 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 da. Ideally the interview would not have happened, and this would not have come out, and look. But anyway, it was very nice of Prince Charles to walk Meghan down the aisle, and I think that's something that she must always remember in her travels as she tries to navigate this situation and get perspective on it. And you know don't forget that mattered then, and it should always be something that you remember that he's not all bad, in other words, is what I'm trying to say. He made a mistake, but now he needs to stop compounding that mistake, in my opinion. And he needs to embrace his son and his grandchildren. He needs to give them their titles, etc., etc., and etc., etc. I'm going to stop here because you know what I have here? I forgot my water. I have my water in one of my cups. This one's blue. I made these cups. I'm showing off everything today, but these I made on vistaprint.com. I'm like giving vistaprint.com like free publicity, but I made them, and this one says liberation, and the other one I had the other day said emancipation. This one's liberation, and of course the all of the elements are very significant. They have special meaning, and yes, I have some hot water. Hmm. Ah, that was good. See you in the next one.